beat I keep with. You ain't got dough, little boy. Don't bitch be broke, I ain't had no fun. I spin it just for fun. Get that hair, shit for lunch. Fuck up in it with the VBS. Can't get my girl cause I don't do the text. Don't give it by how you flex. Pull up with all over my neck. Don't care who next. See me in K for C3 vest. I'm at the show, but I have my check. Disrespect. Got a bad bitch, wanna give me. I'm a nigga, chain with the Chris. She go, boy, when I did. Hello, can I rest with crib? Had to drop a road, then I got some bread. Rich gon' eat, ho, gonna get fed. Ain't no me, little boy. Ain't no me, little boy. Really gotta call my, gotta tell me something about myself. Shawty wanna know if I dress myself. Like I gave up. Show me like I wish you well. One time, you know I built. Diamonds shining on a pink controller. I be with a pretty, she from California. I ask my lawyer what they do if I don't show up. They so got it so I know as a picture. Walk up in the too clean up froze. They don't you where I'm from. Like the beat I keep with. You ain't got dough, little boy. So dumb, bitch be broke, I ain't had no fun. Now I spin it just for fun. Get that hair, shit for lunch. Walk up in it with the VBS. Can't get my girl cause I don't do the text. Don't get by how you flex. Pull up with all over my neck.
Now, let's see what's happening in my team. Out of position 2-packs have now dropped. We've got new positions for some of the community's favorite players. This weekend, father, son, and...
There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting. So here's Miami's starting group. Jason Kidd is out there with Carter. Then it's Dan, and it's Mutombo, and it's Garnett in at the 4 slot. And for the Lakers, Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Yao, and it's LeBron James, and it's Chamberlain in a power forward. Kidd with it. George picks him up, and it's Carter missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Good against Rondo. Outside, George. Chamberlain trying to get open. George, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Yao shot is good.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked.
And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently, they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
On deep, Los Angeles keeps it going. The new 14-second shot clock. And yes, it's good.
And Ming is mammoth in terms of his size, exceptional at using it to snare those offensive rebounds.
Garnett kicks to Dang. The pass to Carter. Dishes it to Mutombo. Outside Dang. Just 2 to shoot. Good D by LeBron.
Boy, they are frigid right now. I mean, failing to connect on their first 4 attempts.
LeBron James on the win. And it's Dang with the rebound.
Well, I cannot believe he didn't capitalize there, and neither can he.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did speak with head coach Eric Spoelstra. He said they have to come after LeBron James in waves and build a wall between him and the bucket. That's easier said than done, guys.
Thank you, David. Now here is Carter, following the miss by Wilt Chamberlain. Fires it up. Kidd, no good. Lakers leading by 4. Here's George. Garnett grabs the board. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Now Dang. Passes to Garnett. They could use a bucket. That one, no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way. They went to Miami for their last meeting with the Heat and came out with a win.
And their last matchup was a nail-biter, but they hung on. In part, it was because of their rebound.
That was the definitive difference. I mean, it came down to the final seconds, but the tough work on the glass they did carried the day.
On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question, I mean, setting that winning tone, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zingas, he's checked in for Yao. Pascal Siakam comes in for Chamberlain. Ingram, he's checked in for LeBron. And Ball subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Now, here is Maravich. He dishes it to Mourning. Porzingis comes with the double team. Porter against Ingram. Back to Mourning. Pass to Maravich. Launches a three. That shot misses. And the Lakers take it the other way.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now, here's George. On the wing, gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
It's tipped. Paul George with the steal. A finish, and it's George finishing it off.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Timeout called, the Heat.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Here is Ibaka. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Porter kicks to Brown. Outside, Maravich. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the lean, you can see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Stojakovic is checked in for Los Angeles. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Hey, when Ingram is in attack mode, it forces the defense's hand, literally. Good job drawing the foul.
The Lakers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And that one falls for Ingram. Both free throws, good for Ingram.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Brown with it, out guarded by Porzingis. Porter against Ingram. Pass to Brown. 6 to shoot. They need this. It's holding by Porzingis.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double. Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Heat, Michael Porter's out there with the buck. And there's Maravich. Then there's Jaylen Brown. And it's Mourning in at the 5. Maravich dishes to Mourning. The pass to Brown. Outside, Maravich. Offline with his 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, is in the physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. That's how you win games.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
The great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. Rondo finds Porzingis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
You know, for Porzingis, the business of the family is basketball. His parents played at a very high level. His older brother played professionally for over a decade, and the first word that Porzingis said was ball, and he's had one in his hands pretty much from the start.
That free throw good from Porzingis. And Clark Porzingis' older brother. He used to make him highlight reels of NBA stars.
Yeah, you know, the NBA was his goal all along, but he showed patience, and the Orlando Magic actually promised to take him 10th back in 2014. He stayed in Spain one more year to develop, and good for him.
And a wide open look for James. Garnett grabs the board. The Heat trail by 16. They can use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Boy, the mid-range jump shot of Dang knows he has the green light to fire when he's feeling it, and he's feeling it.
LeBron with 29 points for him last game against Houston.
And it was not a one-man show. That was the best part. He had just as good a game with his passing as he did with his scoring.
Dang, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot two at the free throw line. It's on Rajon Rondo.
And Dang brings a lot to the table. I mean, a terrific defender, and he's very reliable as a scorer at all three levels.
And Clark, when you were playing, I imagine the pre-draft process was a lot different than it is today.
No doubt about it. I mean, I came out in 1982 after my junior year, Kevin, and at that time, if you were a guy who was declaring early, you basically just had to go on whatever knowledge and information you could get from whoever, because there was no allowing you weren't allowed to go to a workout. Teams could interview you, but there were no on-court workouts, so it was totally different than today.
Here in the second quarter, we played a little over 2.5 minutes now. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. George has got 8 points.
And you know what? The high release point George has helps him, especially when really challenged by the defense.
Dang looking it over. Passes it to Carter. Three-pointer. The Lakers with the rebound. Yow's got his 6th rebound on the night.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And it's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
James, the pass to Rondo. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes play. And that one drops. And the Lakers lead by 16.
Analytics says that you should ignore the mid-range jumper. No, not with LeBron. With him shooting, I'll bank on any shot he takes.
And it's Carter missing.
Yep, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. Garnett grabs the board. Garnett's got 4 rebounds in this game. Dang against Run. Miami no good on that time either. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. And James gets it to go on the assist by George.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Kidd. No good off the back of the rim.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with River.
And Yao gets it to go.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
You're not going to see that very often. The space, but just let's face it, he missed on it.
And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. Lakers ahead, ending the second quarter on a 12-4 run. Live from the Staples.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Bernie Johnson here with you. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are in blowout territory, leading by 3. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
They've got LeBron James. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Yao in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the Laker 5. Outside, Kidd hits it from 3-point range. Kidd's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Here's George. He's got 8. Rondo. They get the rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Lakers lead by 19.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Garnett kicks to Kidd. Garnett, right side. 5 on the clock. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Chamberlain. Carter against George. James outside. Over Kidd. Here's Yao. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Yao's got 8 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And the Heat call time here. Do you think on average rookies are having a greater impact on their teams now than in decades past?
I really don't think so, Kevin. You can go back and look at the numbers historically. Every draft class usually has 6 to 10 rookies that have a significant impact on their respective team. And of those 10, perhaps 10 or 12, maybe only a few are going to be on playoff teams just because of the nature of the draft. I don't really think that's changed tremendously over the decades.
And there have been some to compare Porter to Kevin Durant. Really a fluid shooter who also possesses amazing athleticism.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Stojakovic, the pass to Porzingis. Well, good with the triple. The Heat trail by 19. On the wing, Porter. Defended by Stojakovic. Kidd against Ball. Back to Porter. Pulls it from 20. Morning's shot is good. Morning's got his first points of the game. Lakers leading by 17. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Porzingis kicks to George. Lakers passing it around. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. That's the Heat on the break. And with the ball, that's a floater go, and he sinks the layup. Kidd's got 5 points in the quarter.
And you can't forget about Kidd in transition. Whether he's dishing it or shooting it, he's great at making the right decision.
Here's George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And let's see some of the numbers here for Paul George. Great showing for him last season. Last year, checking in at 28 points per game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And you can't help but be impressed by his numbers.
You know, guys, I think he's the engine of this offense. He makes them go. Without his scoring, I think they'd be a totally different team.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Ingram's checked in. Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Heat.
And, you know, the versatile George does so many things well. High-octane player who I think gives you intensity at both ends of the court.
Mourning dishes to Brown. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Friday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the New York Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll take on John Wall and the Chicago Bulls. Free throw good from Brown.
And the vertical that Brown has is quite impressive. As relentless a finisher that you'll find in this league.
James checked in for George. He hits both from the stripe. Third quarter action in just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Brown against James. And there it is for him. LeBron's got 6.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop LeBron. I mean, he's strong, and when he gets up ahead of steam, he's a freight train.
Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
On the shot clock. The 17-footer. That one, no good. And it's Miami the other way.
The shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Brown feeling out a bit. Hangs. And Mourning with the real nice bucket inside. Mourning's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Mourning's just a beast on the glass, using that muscular frame to get into prime position there on the board.
Stojakovic against Maravich. The wide open look here for Porzingis. The top of the key jumper is on the mark.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
Here's Maravich. He got it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Well, the long limbs of Ingram come into play on defense. Bothering shooters with his length and his hustle.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Lakers on top, leading by 17. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the floor for Miami starting the fourth. We've got Garnett. Maravich is out there with Carter. Then there's Brown, and it's Mutombo at center. Brown the pass to Maravich. Garnett trying to break loose, and Maravich gets it to go on the assist by Brown. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Lakers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Ingram outside. Back to Rondo. Excellent D there from Garnett.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Carter. On the wing, James, defended by Carter. LeBron drives in, and that one drops for him.
You know, 6'8", with the ball skills that James has, he handles it like a guard. He can get wherever he wants to off the dribble.
Timeout called, the Heat. You played the traditional power forward position in the NBA years you had back in the 80s at such a high level. Who's doing that right now?
I tell you what, the power forward position has changed so much, Kevin. These 4 men now are not really the enforcing type physical guys that we saw in the 80s and even 90s. They're agile, they're rim protectors, they're shot makers from deep. And guys like Anthony Davis and Marcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, Anthony Davis goes to the top of my list in today's game.
Blake Griffin, another one with Detroit.
Yeah, good call.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
During that break, Eric Spoelstra had some words for his team. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
Lakers leading by 10. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
Here's Carter. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
LeBron passes to Yao. Fourth quarter of play, we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Great open look there. 13 points for George.
Well, the confidence that George brings to his game is also confidence that impacts and injects his teammates. He's a high-octane scorer who's ready to go as soon as the game starts and whenever he gets the ball.
Here's Kidd, and the Heat get another bucket right there.
Really taking advantage of every scoring opportunity. They've somehow found a way to make this thing exciting.
And you know what we call that, Greg? Spurt ability. When they absolutely needed it, they found it. A frantic finish in store.
James, the bounce pass, and count it. This shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, right there, on display, the power and body control of big Wilt Chamberlain. He just shrugs off contact as if it doesn't even exist.
Morning's checked in for Miami. The Heat trail by 12. Kidd passes to Morning over Yao. Outside for Kidd. And they double up Kidd. Here's Garnett. Chamberlain with the block.
Man, what a well-coordinated athlete. His size, to add that superior timing, hard to get shots over Wilt Chamberlain. Rondo, a master at setting up teammates.
Well, he have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth. Going 6 for 7. Stolen away. Nice job winner up the alley-oop attempt there. Tries from 16. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got 3 assists now in this one. And for the Heat, they're shooting a pretty low, 34% thus far.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. We really got to give it up here for the Lakers.
2 great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And in the year's final game between these two teams, they will have once again broken the spirit of their opponent, finishing the season series 3 wins, no losses against the Heat.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Yao.
You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many wars.
Pass to Stojakovic, from past the arc, and another 3 for the Lakers.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Brown. Great D that time from Stojakovic. And here's the Lakers. They're on a 13-4 run. Now here's Young. Young draws the double. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. The Heat with the ball. Almirovic. Garnett finds Brown. Back to Garnett. Over Porzingis. And Garnett, that's good.
You know, the mid-range J of Garnett is a thing of beauty. Textbook release from the big man.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, were you satisfied with the team's performance tonight?
We got a very good team, but in order for us to continue to improve, we have to go out and we have to defend, we have to play for one another, we have to be selfless. You know, it's not about the individual, it's about the team, and if we all give in to what the team needs to do to be better, then we'll be okay.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge.